Hello, creative designers. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draft this all in one collar. This collar does not have a joining on the collar stand. Okay, so you're going to be cutting both the collar and the collar stand together, and that is what I'll be showing you exactly how I was able to achieve this. Welcome back, creative designers. Okay, so to start with, you're going to be measuring around the neckline of your outfit or your dress. Okay, so it is expected that at this point you will have joined the front and the back shoulder line together. So I'm going to be measuring around the neckline, just like I said. Okay, measure around your neckline to get the neckline circumference. So for me, I got 22 inches. Okay, so I got 22 inches. Now remember that at this point, you've already joined your button line. I mean, where your button plackets, where you're going to be inserting the button. Okay. So here I have 22 inches. That is my neckline circumference. Okay. So now with this 22 inches, what you're going to do is to go ahead and write that down somewhere. So, like I said, I got 22 inches. So, the first thing you're going to do is to divide the 22 inches into two. Okay. So, whatever it is you got for yours, divide it into two. Mine is 22 inches divided by two. That is 11 inches. Now, on a plain sheet of paper, just like you see me here, just like you see on this table, you're going to get a plain sheet of paper, and then you're going to insert or put down the 11 inches or whatever it is you got. Mine is 11 inches. That is 22 divided by 2. That is 11. So impute whatever it is you got on the paper, just like so. So from the starting point of that paper to where I have my 22, my 11 inches, I'm going to just rule a straight line just to connect the 2 points together. Next, I'm going to be going up by 1.5 inches. Now, this 1.5 inches is actually the collar stand. Remember, what we are drafting is a collar and the collar stand without a joining on the collar stand. Okay, so this particular 1.5 inches I'm imputing here is for the collar stand itself. Next thing, I'm going to rule a line across just to connect the points together. Okay. So after connecting those points, this is what I have. The next thing you want to impute is to come in by 1 inch or 1.5 inches from the 90-degree point there. Okay, so there's a 90-degree point, that is the point where the straight line going up and the 1.5 inches line meets. Okay, that point you're going to come in from this point by 1.5 inches. You can do 1 inch, you can do 1.5, it's totally fine. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to determine how long I want my collar to be. So if you want your collar to be 3 inches, so you're going to impute 3 inches from the starting point, just like I'm about to do. If you want yours to be 3.5 inches, you also want to impute 3.5 inches. Now, this totally depends on your personal preference and depending on what style you're going for. But I want mine to be 3.5 inches long. That is the collar width. I want it to be 3.5 inches wide, rather. Now, this 3.5 includes the half inch that I'll be using to join the edges of my collar together. After I've gotten the width of my collar, the next thing I'm going to join or connect those 2 points together with a slanted line, just like so. Okay. Next thing I'm also going to do is to rule a line across that is equivalent to 3.5 inches as well. Okay. So the same width of the collar, I'm going to impute it all the way just like so. So I have 3.5 inches like this, and then I'll go ahead and connect the points together. Now that we have this, the next thing you want to do is to create a curve around this point just to give it the mandarin shape. Okay, so I'm just going to connect those points together like so using a smooth curve. It's as simple as that. Can you see? So now we have our collar and collar stand. Okay, so from that point to this point is 3.5 inches. You can do 3 inches. From this point is 1.5 inches, and from this part I have 1.5 inches. So I'm just imputing all the units I came in by, just so you can understand everything that I did here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and cut this out. So I'm going to cut the paper, I mean the collar out. I'll cut everything out just like so. So now we have our collar and our collar stand. Can you see? So this part is actually the center back, why this other part is the center front. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do now is to transfer this to fabric, but before then let me show you exactly what we have. Can you see? So this is exactly what it's going to look like. Okay, can you see? Now if you want your collar to be shorter, you can reduce the length you came in you went up by. So now to transfer to fabric, you're going to put your fabric on fold and you're going to be cutting out 2 pieces of each. Okay, make sure you add your sewing allowances. Here I have half inch on the neckline circumference area. Remember I said my 3.5 inches includes the half inch for joining the collar edges. Okay, so you're going to be cutting out 2 pieces. One is going to stand as the collar itself, while the other one is going to stand as the lining. Okay, so now the first thing you want to do after transferring to fabric is to add your hairstay for stability. You can use paper stay or hair stay just to give it some form of stability. Next, you're going to determine the midpoint for each of the collars that you've cut, okay, on your fabric. Now, this is on the neckline circumference area. So what I'm going to do is to determine the midpoint for both the collar itself and for the other one, which I'll be using as the lining fabric. Okay, so you want to repeat the same thing for the other one. Get the midpoint and then give it a nudge so that you don't get confused by the time you join this together. Okay, so I'm just going to put the two together like so, and then I'll get the midpoint. Now, if you also notice on the neckline circumference, I actually pressed in half of an inch. Now, the reason why I pressed that in is so that it gives me a lot of ease by the time I start to join them together on my fabric, on my actual fabric. Okay, so now you can see, put the two notches together and pin them down. You need to pin down so that you don't make mistake. Okay, make sure you pin the two notches down because you don't want to make any mistake. Next thing, you're going to go ahead to your sewing machine and then you join everything together by half of an inch. Can you see? So you're going to join the top together by half inch. You take it to the sides and then all the way to the center front. So you're going to stop exactly on the center front. Please do not touch the neckline circumference area. Okay, you repeat the same thing for the other part as well. So at this point, I was done joining and this is what I have. Next, you want to give these proper notches, okay? Make sure you notch every part so it can relax for you. Next, you're going to turn it to the right side or the right face. You can use your toner or your scissors and then give it a very, very good press. Now, at the end of the day, this is what we have. Remember, I said I pressed in half of an inch on the neckline circumference. Okay, so you want to do the same. Now I'm done pressing. The next thing we want to do is to attach these to our main fabric or the outfit we are working on. So on the outfit, you want to notch the center back line. Okay, and then you're going to match up the center notches you have on your collar to the center notch that you have on your main outfit or the main dress. So place the two together this way and then pin that down. Remember I said you want to make sure that everything aligns. So I'm going to pin everything down just like so. Please take your time when doing this, and like I said before, if you took your measurements correctly, you will not have any excess. Okay, so everything is going to match up correctly. So I'll just do this now. I'll match up everything and pin them down with my pins before taking it to the sewing machine and stitching them down. So, creative designers, if you enjoyed this video to this point, please do not forget to subscribe and also turn on your notification bell so you can always get notified every time I post a new video. Also, like this video, comment if you have any question, and do not fail to share this video so that every other person can also get to see. So at this point, I was done pinning everything down. Next, you want to go to your sewing machine and then you stitch them down, stitch everything down, give it a very tiny stitch down, I mean round. Make sure it's very close to the edge. And when you are done, this is exactly what you're going to have. Can you see how neatly sewn this looks? Okay. So this is how it looks, guys, and I hope you'll be trying this out.